Alright, abusia me for enase sonko every mega TV asoye na me mfa bra bibia ohwe yem program abena bibia na nyankopon enhira papa se utimi ehwe mega TV na wonim yen na yenim de ekoso ewo yem parliament sisi ame no kasei emrahye bedwam achi ame hene yewra Kingsford okay mami boni dini yi Right Honorable Kingsford Alban Babin at me a suspended parliament indefinitely. Sini deal. Na start dema we are ekoswa lead to closure of parliament indefinitely no. Eye niema bi a sebi etwetwe aso papa. Eye niema bi a sebi me feel say a political threat, and I say, you know, it is a threat to Ghana's democracy, because you can't tell me say Ghana we have 3 arms of government, and not only Ghana, according to governance, any government as a course, and as a program, no, we have three major arms of government. A guide ye a boy ma e democracy ni ewie pay eno na sebi echinchim ye a ema democracy no etimi eto baby e wo se eto etimi e build in a right shape, but enkamya ko ese enkofo binom epese omudi ye democracy no enim twitwi form se hunti Afenyo Markins ne yam no kese oye minority leader for MPP caucus no in parliament no onimimra no empemfo se unim emra yen sembra onimimra no enti no I don't know what will happen ono so kra san ye lawyer. I don't know what will happen asema any kwan se who follow up to the extent say who halt the procedures of parliament and even the speaker ni freedom or wow or the a declare verdict and answer or the year declaration no, you want to halt it or you want to hide behind the Supreme Court and do your dirty things. Ye bisa se senka Michael Kwei Professor Right Honorable Michael Kwei Urei and Oti Edwemu enka would they behave in this manner? Bibisa would MPP honorables, especially Afenyo, behave in this reckless way? No, they won't, because they will feel like omo member of parliament and I say omo diemu ena eye speaker nintino, they will give him maximum respect. Pure was omo demand. Na dear woman is a formina emra shebedweni no awoye now yes, second deputy speaker of parliament, Honorable Andrews Esiama. Sa orewe ena akofa nsem ni na aba because orewe kuwura mrashibidwom 2020 after the election as an independent candidate because of the selfish interest, because of the greedy politics, any wicked mindsets on his constituency nintino. Ena osan attending in 2024 year primaries year course year as MPP candidate. Senise hunti even the Kufado kind of crowd, it has a lot of effect on him sending Kenny Kwansen Kosan eba back to MPP. But because of greedy, I don't want into the Fahum. A Kufado Kaso no independent candidate or no Juma and Urano Muntuntiano. On penny ye on Perku Fado Assembly can seem be Memebuana audio no or voice no or video no, or you can go and play for Mena constituency in 2020 Brana Iba Kufado copy honum. what you saying to can same be brave. But ene owura we omukotua ne campaign sika man in 2020 ene wadidie amanafu aye totwe and the constituency forming for more brain. According was saying I go back to MPP party in bill because nkofo bi ma hye ne kya be mani sika se on sign bram na omunye de omuntu abanema no o candidate forming for this is the time I was who say no sa we ontimi enye den play the minds of the people, the good people of Formina, because momo who say omo ntreating ye mo who say omo anyi ni ye and am independent, you still went ahead to vote for him as an independent candidate. And it is a nation ka independent na botimi akotena honom as independent candidate ya e die ntia ondi nokre mam no on tenase as independent candidate no serve mo other than to turn up to MPP party again. Ebasa na chisi we or the adwumboni bi nenam or the yefun bi nenam, and this is where MPP for Mena constituency you have to vote massively against Andrews Esiama and the second majority, a second speaker of parliament. You have to vote massively against him because adwene biana or the cotton parliament biana a selfish mind, a greedy and wickedness. Senkotisa and Senkentisa and you will never turn up to MPP again as MPP for PC parliamentary candidate. No, and yes, but because of say ongoing constituency, not because of say no ordinary selfish interest in the Kura parliament in Intino. He doesn't care about you. On farm the other Kosubiano, he doesn't care. It for mena for because such them, Mr. Demo Montuabano against a MPP candidate, which is and you say or a selfish or in Pabonin on pair MPP on pair sebi mu constituency ni party do penny ye because party the own saying a dinner obedience sikedi papa hona book in the Japan in 2020 or ye on one ye bottom sika kutia pan ni campaigns ka and they 2024 mama di sika pudu or the kujinaya but motomano no. You the delegate in the ministry but I'm speaking to the grassroots of Formina. You people should go out and vote against an MPP parliamentary candidate. That is Andrews Esiama. Because already a selfish and greedy man. Anyway, ono na wakofa sanse we naba. Yes, ono na wakofa sanse maisi ai na ama Afenyo Markins no omonya kwan amu edi sebi Supreme Court atrentwi amu didi omo kekanse hu no momfa nche me audio na delay Kyei Innocent edi nsembia tuja we video ankasa yenko wa hoto FM 92.1 in fact owura no wakasa pa na uti analysis a Kyei Innocent edi egu form na utum so owura no oye nimdifo adwuma bobeo wati asenti ne ankoya yentie ni nkosie na mom wetima akotwa so ewo what do you call it ahoto FM 92.1 but anyway yenko na yenkoti Kyei Innocent nsema odiegu akwan so yakopon enhira be so subscribe and comment atom ne bibia timi akoso yenkoti nsen famra.
Speaker adjourns a parliament indefinitely over vacant MPs and Supreme Court controversial ruling. Ivan Yanko.
Yeah, Alaska. They can mention na mensanche what here for bi.
For you so.
Na 5 days we essential. Said na me say catch no say o monitor media space in the landscape. And some bebre akoso regarding this particular development. And last week we studio one and I and na news a breaky.
That's right.
And I think you can hold some bebre. And I think akwa baba bedru nene yakwa ababe hu babi ababe pie issue ni quite diverse, and I'm sure there are several areas you betimi aka ho asama aka ne yie so that the average and the ordinary Ghanaian no betimi atiase. Alaska metena our video so catch us say wo he the democracy na ya practice no wo he construct framework na esi ho na e won taban akase miensa. One has to do with the executive, the other one has to do with the judiciary, and the legislature. These are the three arms of government. Beneath it, there are other institutions.
Right.
So this whole democratic framework, standing on these major your friend say
arms
as I check na other institutions of state ni nyina come directly under any of these arms.
Exactly.
You understand, because the ministry other way ni nyina obia betimi ahye blocks. And the constitution, you know, and as democracy by design, you know, allocate power to any of these events, three arms of government. There is a particular principle in Usunya government, say separation of powers. These arms of government, you know, they are supposed to work. Omunya any direct influence, and I say, obiti baby or direct you what to do. And it's a house in Benya and Ajay in Numa. And intina ebeto bia na public no complain say yes say MP air co parliament akoye na dwuma even sermons kwan yan serve no police in cheno, because that job na akoye within the house no is deemed sacrosanct, very sacred. And he's representing people, he's there at the behest of a whole constituency. So in a personal indiscretion, and as a bonibi or no akoye cannot stop him from representing the people.
That's right.
That tells you how crucial Jumana Oyeno eye. And until as a parliament consider bill, no power, no authority. I was as we soon everything stop a parliament from considering that bill. Now so consider bill ni we now free say inherently no detrimental to public interest. Then the constitution the same one the separation of powers, you know, as you create another your friend say we are your friend say check and balances. And no be to me addressing is the reason why Abra President Kufuor catch us say yeah the bill akoto nanim na amfa signature ento so na own sign or catch us own sign no me catch us say enimra kwan mu ba bia, because in the exercise of his fundamental duty as president, no court, no power na betimi stop him from doing so.
Right.
So signing, you know, court to be antimi embargo president on sign or sign we now free say why infringe on and as there na why no are detrimental to public interest. There you take it up, go to court and seek redress. But Anam's president has never shown any interest in this LGBT way, no. Yashadan and akako. And I think that discussion is premised on Article 97(1)(g)
of the 1992
Constitution. Of the 1992 Constitution, Alaska. So your fat Constitution, I say, you don't just look at the text. Yes, I understand. Chromiety. The only people who have the right to put interpretation on the constitutional provision are a judge. So, offer lawyer telephone way, so I say, what on a casa, the other country will be or China again.
Okay.
A constitution empower only a judge to put interpretation, and then a lawyer's court China again, or be to me a casa, general, and also a casa, we are not judging about to go.
That's right.
What I say, you're only expressing your opinion. You've been taught. And your understanding about legal matters, you know, are refined as compared to the ordinary person. But in there is just an opinion. Okay. The only person who put interpretation on constitutional provision has to do with the judge. And Alaska, so you don't just look at the text. You look at the whole thing in spirit and in everything.
Okay. Because
the whole essence of that particular constitutional provision, our Article 97(g), you know, is to prevent chaos. Now yet me guarantee I secure the allegiance of members of parliament. Do you know why that clause is there? Because Abraham Kwame Nkrumah, president, you know, according to report, he was poaching MPs or to talk MPs.
That's right.
And when you no, now unipana okra will take it our parliament, you know, will be a turn through party. So that particular when he was there. But who's a man for say a futuristic effect, but no common sense in an interpretation. You look at the intent of that particular provision to prevent chaos and secure the allegiance of people, so it cannot be futuristic.
Okay,
what I say, we need to deal immediately with the current happenings in parliament, because say nobody defected from the party. No, say me nyantro officially my intimate finam party nima harmonious environment bang. And the be created within the house. 7 years some time ago, and I was contemplating, okay, my standing on the ticket of the NDC and Amako Parliament.
That's
and Amako Wene. Nasa me say me NDC and yet a Juma. And Mrabe na who can say ye free party. Now I was beginning to think that particular thing it makes sense, because Saoko constituency wa Nipa no moto abama me no. Even though I may be on the ticket of the NDC, but CPP for to Abama, MPP for Bukra to Abama. Okay. What I say. So when it comes to this particular matter, you weigh the allegiance MP no war to his constituents as against loyalty to his party. So that can be a constitutional argument that the Supreme Court can deal with. But on the other side, you know, clear constitution in my article, your friend saying 97, they say, no, Yanka say Pamwa Frio, Namum vehicle now the buy, and I was a winning in Yajuma BMD, go back to the constituency.
That's right.
Nakofasa, na yan some ma, Kwana yan to Abafro. That's right. And in the past, we've seen a lot of people more breaking away from their party, they resign, they go back, they vote on that particular way. Sabaya bet me, Messadia, Sabaya, Yabetime, I'm maintaining harmony in the house. Now young create what chaos. Now the allegiance of members of parliament, you know, can be guaranteed, so that future poaching amateur be I say yebo league in the middle of where I was with team no be omo number 9 or she goals na no abeton free even and then uko Europe football season plan your window for buying players
exactly.
Yes sir you be critic chaos in the teams. Because nipa no and Barcelona agent and so I obi a 555 yi or chira obi buy or say matter your friend say yama na say matter we you create
you see the old Barcelona yes
say team papa pai we ase ba
umbo has
David
mama can say chama bendo aba better na say
okay so Alaska sanet here so that was the intent and the purposes that particular constitutional provision at the buy and in so already sources of law precedent sometimes you know one of the sources of law even judicial really need those kind of stuff. So in the past, you know, now that that particular constitutional provision coming to life when Kyei Innocent nedum na yese for na MPP no so wako opposition wako independent. Right. We all saw what happened in this country. There was no contestation whatever from anybody because you free say in the past and that is in line with practice Okroma saying and no that's sorry 4 MPs almost more breaking away from their party. Bra discussion there also. So Babin he listened to all sides of parliament.
That's right.
MOBia making arguments. Unfortunately for him, he wasn't hasty. Alaska, yes, almost 2 days. Me can't even say 1 day.
That be almost 2 days.
Yes, 2 days. Got enough fear deliberation because yes, in Yansa ni back for team, and I'm sure as experienced as he is, you know, he did a lot of consultation.
Number 3,
yes. Or propose to change Ubia was as then he came back to the house and ordered the ruling about one thing. But Abra onyam foul ruling no no na Afenyo Markins Akko court seeking to injunct the speaker from say obekasa obebie na no akasa. Now let's come back to say that particular thing no it doesn't work. You cannot injunct speaker sitting in his chamber. Some of the court order Abra declaration he was not even going to give a ruling. No, it was just a declaration because that thing has already happened.
That's right.
And per the constitution of the MPP, any NDC, when you break away from the party, now you can join other political party, automatically, no membership. What for future?
I am not even cutting it short, but when him Emra MPs, you know.
Yes.
One more file independent per and one fee majority caucus platform. So
exactly. So I know the day, you know, sir, for future, no constitution, you know. Was say so we a party near na wujina you take it so now so we free man no the day no take it in a vehicle not about parliament no it's questionable.
Exactly.
So it's just common sense but I mean that is a terrain a constitutional matter. I don't want to go there but you see the hypocrisy of the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And then I take over the social media by storm. No, nobody is questioning whether what speaker no legitimate or illegitimate or right and also no nobody has delved into that particular arena. Yes, we can express our opinion regarding because a law no only empowers a judge to put interpretation the necessary interpretation to so na nyansa anima ya baba ha baka cho say interpretation na de to so no nyansa anim ya baka kire wo Alaska enti Afenyo Markins di breka no call ka kire Supreme Court say now in the wisdom of some people matina bench no so pen no omeka cho say na ehia say Supreme Court ebe gisa matter na tum because what kind of constitution is it G down or something? There is a provision that is specifically dedicated so such circumstances no who dealing with I a high court Justice Atuguba watena sit no so pen yo he made it clear say invoking the original your friend saying powers of the your friend is saying a Supreme Court no wasn't necessary because that particular issue nipa na assembly din no could have equally gone to high court to seek redress and as for them. But you see and America say constitutional matter whatever but Alaska the lightning speed at which the Supreme Court reacted to this matter. And a major concern to be the hypocrisy and the predictability of the unanimous FC no. So oko social media that day. Na nema mienu na na trendy. One mwa. Second unanimous FC. Sa nema mienu make a description among for the Supreme Court. This is the highest pinnacle of judicial power in this country. If you go to Twitter on that day, me screenshot here. One, more. Second, your friend is saying unanimous FC. Now what you crow him? That's a justice delivery system. No, it's been subjected to such public ridicule and mortification. Alaska, we will be aware sensible. You need to know that something is wrong. Come I catch us in dispensing justice. You don't just look at men are meeting me court and I'm meeting to them. No, you must be progressive and listen to the concerns being expressed by the people. Because justice now with dispense, it's not for animals. It is not for Chinese. It's for Ghanaians. So Ghanaians must respect and accept it. But consistently, who dispensing justice and the people are revolting. You need to do sober reflection and ask yourself a lot of questions. But that is the common sense that is missing from the Supreme Court. Or people think, oh, please, because in the first place, my culture say the stretching of judicial arm into the throat of the speaker and Ankasa cry no pair. This blocks American kind.
You're wrong.
And you're unreasonable when you say wrong. With the wrong crowd there, that will bring us into legal contestation as well. It doesn't make sense. But my culture say politics and the governance is not always about weaponize the whole thing with the legal regime. Then it's just common sense will tell you say it doesn't make sense. But Supreme Court in 10 term less than 12 hours. It's mean a panel. Equal deliberating on this matter and surprisingly and I say yes surprisingly nipa numno motena saade no sunu nyina no jetum say
amadwe baako
Alaska na mbaba kire wade Afenyo Markins echo S party through S party
okay
S party ni say me no wanya asem na wudi mrika court say court we me na Alaska nya asem tie me nko a mentie no na wantie no na say ade na me Alaska ye no wugya ama ne ya obekọ so irreparable damage ai obewie no ye ho hwe nyeye enti tie me nko a and the Supreme Court je Afenyo Markins share them and omuti ono nko a and in some Afenyo Markins and I wish I can read portions of it on this particular thing for you. Now Alaska me say be shock you. Yes. So we here me ruling ni nyina I've read the entire ruling but let me
mami the S party motion the other coin.
Yes, until they're not all seeking na make I say we have come to sorry, I'm just
right. I'm live on the radio.
Okay, I'm cool now. I say we have come as party because of the urgency of this matter upon the conjoint reading of Article 29.5 and Standing Order 1933 of the CI 47 of High Court, that is civil procedure rules, where the subject of application is likely to cause irreparable damage. Stay of execution must be granted. So these are the basis. Okay. So the question is, dear Ben, into na woba S party, yenti onkwa. The reasons in here, S party because of the likely mischief. The word mischief, being a hurt to the business of Parliament, especially committees chaired by the current majority members. Or say mischief because of Parliament. Na say wam granted the S party and tion on kwana wan stop it the speaker edia banner government business will come to a halt. Now last time I say 4 people who free parliament ejabetom and now parliament cannot constitute quorum or more so what is the reasonable basis upon which obibe jina same way so I granted S party again the likelihood of the current majority members doing everything. The current minority members, NDC, for doing everything in their power to halt business of government in this dying minute.
Yes.
And the NDC MPs, I'm speaker, no more mamboy for. Say, speaker, was when you no kwa and take actions, Alaska. Then on say government business. Now we say government business, say on no
business, Papa Bay.
No, yes, Akra. Who is a nipa can some chiro? You need to go into business bang. Now say 4 MPs in free parliament minority in maintenance money, majority in maintenance. omunya quorum ana e dey na besi ana NDC for ko mudi tuo beko ana mo de bomb beko house ho. So there must be a reasonable argument to establish basis for some of these things. What are some American?
That's right.
Good. And order a continue mechanical and I will call their twat so sa na oba be a Supreme Court say oji atom na se for no ma okanya Alaska. Sometimes you begin to ask yourself the basic things me say opa betimi asua law akotena sky. There are certain basic element principle of logic, reasoning and common sense say enima oboa, because there is no law in this earth that edify these basic principles. Enyansa wom animu da ho odwene ho atimu sisi so sa na marate.
That's right.
Yes, entina wunyan ko law school kran sem bi almost start ya wuni be kwa kowie, because these are basic your fancy standard that ya dey adjudge case bia na Alaska Supreme Court to say na nka me kan ni nyina kire wan ka beti ase ba bia o kan say the fundamental human right of these 4 constituencies we know ya breach because aka for 4 weeks na aka no we cannot deny them representation.
Okay.
This is the highest pinnacle of judicial power talking. Say, they are so endeared to human rights until say you be deny Ghana Nipa representation in parliament for just 2 weeks there. Omon peneda. Now we be say Nipa ro mo sha akwafu ni lolobi no. Omo ye moa. Omo nye Nipa.
Meba mamin correct what you sal no.
Okay.
Eno no constituency no sa nkrabata no mo di abo.
Yeah, din na yakeka abom.
Sa enti Central Coffee.
Okay.
Akpafu.
Yes, sir.
Lekwe ena lolobi eno na abom ni afa na sa.
So the question maybe say lolobi for na ya deny mo for 4 years no. Omo do mo yankoko. Omo here representative for 4 years. Because when the issue went to parliament, almost say they should regularize it and make sure that the next 4 years no. Next parliament, and I think there 270.
But for now,
276.
But as it stands now, Kurano, I don't know. Say notice of who Kurano. I know my. As it stands now, come on.
Alaska. So these people cannot be denied the same representation in parliament for 4 weeks. But Shani Lolo before they bet me at Tenefie. Without representative, and that is legal. You see, it is the same judges no more than this case is no more 5.
That's right.
A mutre and a china jachi question case so
sir.
I can say MP no yedina sama yenyembu an fono yen tuna se no kwatena fie yen jante. This is the first time
almost 2 years so. Na ono so yachi na share them on for Oma should start holding himself as a people's representative.
Alaska me say what's your law yen say common sense.
Oh, that's right.
Alaska win him. This is the Supreme Court or established that we are so endeared to the human right of individuals. They need to have representation. On the other breath, you are denying the people somewhere representation. That particular constitutional way, you could have cured it. The same thing, the Yato Obama or the parliament, and the man sat home for 2 good years. So where lies your principle? And to make sure say the judiciary has become a terror arm of power. Government used to get it way. You are no longer a judicial, your friend say, we are political institution being used for diabolic agenda. And you think people will respect you for that? Alaska me say. First, no, there's a judicial, na sa de na na Alaska. Pontius Pilate no said that the chair and any pansuru no. Na ti say wa wo de pongo nwa so ti. And the generation ya ye wo bi.
O si
Pontius Pilate no said that the chair kura na masa. Ni pansuru no. And ti say wa wo share pongo nwi. Oh yeah, the only way you can scare people is beat them with your intelligence, beat them with reasoning, beat them with logic. So as I'm not the two Obama, and you think you can intimidate people because you are a judge, people call you my lawyer, and you're living in your wake, ruling now, devoid of common sense, reasoning in this current world. Alaska, you are sleeping. Because I can't say this generation, people are very vocal, people are very critical. Won't mean dressing who as will be a free Old Testament him talk for money.
Be a viva.
That about dressing who we are getting who has no free Old Testament him talk from. Now you think you can intimidate everyone who need power is hard, Alaska. It can be possible. And the question is there are so many questions regarding ruling from the Supreme Court. A bar and your lawyers na interpret you. And yet, a friends judges ordinary and the average people. And question the your friends saying common sense part what that particular ruling no more. And the abasana, how do you expect people to have trust in these institutions? And that is a worry. Because recently CDD had a report about one thing. Now, the level of confidence are public about the judiciary. Alaska, go back and read that particular report. Recently, one of their handle Twitter, Anomubisa, how well as an ordinary Ghanaian you trust the judiciary? Okanya, Alaska, Miss William Besho. And we are Obina, we are progressive minded now to your mind more. You should be very much concerned about some of these things. You got first in another tina courtroom, a honor gang leader, I can just do whatever and get away by. And then there are diverse platformer. People will express their opinion, and you can gag people. And my catcher said this principle of mature for contempt, you know, so man belongs to antiquity. That is why now if you go to other jurisprudence, I'm for concerning those things to judicial dustbin, because people are progressive minded. Say you have the room to act. Take their decision in your courtroom, but a barbontia, you cannot gag the public from expressing their opinion.
That's right.
So I think the Supreme Court I near my brea. I'm a public trust in the institution, you know, a dip is so low to the sense and respect. In the past, you know, I'm for Haley at the moment, and then you hope him.
Wow.
That is why the last time I was telling you, saying we are coming from a background, Alaska. Judiciary aware they. President now bomb what the packet judges do mogu from higher court to appeals court to the Supreme Court. Number of judges Akufo-Addo were appointed in the history of this country. President Dibeno appointed be.
That's right.
The number now that higher 14. Normally we don't even go above. And then you term. Say say 2 people are sitting in parliament. Calling or call parliament to come back in Injina. They are calling them back to come and approve these 2 people to go and join the Supreme Court. And the packing ruling na eba Injina idea. Yeah, just to pave way for government. Yet the Kromana Domilivo. Ye two is a bunch from his office.
That's right.
As some no call Supreme Court, you know. Supreme Mammy, we ya said that tonight, some to delay, some now making sure say by the time I'm back tonight, so not will be a retirement.
That's right.
Now we are saying, I don't free some kind of smart. So the more young is to pave way for Akufo-Addo to do whatever that he want to do.
To buy time.
Yet the Kromana NDC and 6 other political parties, the Electoral Commission court. About registration at district offices in the Nasa Alaska. Yes, Chief Justice to Quine or the your first date national bottom to Quine. By the time the woman came back, your first saying, I read your and which means a suit in your necessary. And these are tactics of move you over the years. I had intimidated a man for in a very your friend saying silent way in as a forum. Now, I never when you know Kambuma, maybe say. Trust Ben up as a man for anything and people are threatening that nobody's going to court.
Exactly.
So just imagine how chaotic the situation can be. Knowing very well, say, Yako constituency not misunderstanding about what it means. A man for a kokuku on the ground because they don't see the court as an avenue of arbitration. I'll call it matter amount. Because in the thinking of some people, no, almost free say president and answer friends and then answer for them. Because if you look at some of the individuals sitting at the Supreme Court today, look at some of the fraternal alliances some of them even have with the president. Right. One of the boy, Papa I say, Jack Papa if you know, and I could find the boy from day one, so be him no. And several other people are Omo High Court in way, Omo a parliamentary candidate, failed parliamentary candidate in the past. Some judges or Motikroma, and we want people to trust you. So I think say judicial not soil in the home. And mammy where by my video so number tenaka say our responsibility because Ninia Bakuno Koy no agu judicial nani masse.
And you know him so no banner the anchor.
Oh nasa or your bar. So we felt say all banner certain element of reasoning and common sense will come to bear. Sabi able to me I repair the damaged image, the tattered image of the judiciary. But Alaska and the crowd are say because ono na man ho kwan say ono crowd the pens with the nemaji
right.
And the image is sinking. And how many people in the world respect for the court today? How many people are willing to go to court? And now what's why? You must be very concerned. And don't sit there and think that you can cow people, intimidate people because mechanism will be uncanny. Masa, Pontius Pilate cross that dear channel, no crowd any way. And that's why I was way. Alaska, there should be reasonable and amenable to wisdom. No, who say, season the time now, you woman. People are ready to question whatever. Opa my yesu nsisa ne nkomwa na ne bibia o me hand dan wo kroma no ni nsem Alaska, people will go after him. Comfort not in Simon back biem no medi nsem people will speak their mind. So the only thing you can do at this point is to do the right thing, so that people will know say you are doing the right thing. But anything aside that, trust me, you will never get away with it. So the Supreme Court must learn and be very much concerned about the public outcry, the kind of doubt. Man for mumu, GD man for new mumu. What I don't think them na me wa me court no justice na would dispense and would dispense man koko oh yeah nipa. Na say nipa are not accepting it, you should know say something is wrong. They need to work and put their asses together.
Me say that was Ivan Kyei Innocent. Me twa me ho aba. Na say me ba chama bendo e wa no waka chief justice there owie no Sunday okwa sorry eko preach e de danyame ase. I'll say he has been in the news. Remember?
Ahuto FM
92.3.
Enti we ensema Ivan so otimidia to edwa. So Ivan yankopon hira ye obetimi akọ the YouTube channel no so Ivan Kyei Innocent 1 ewo YouTube ano na wa subscribe to the platform no for more political political news like what I brought, what you see. Enti I very sad say ene mame get to tokunu na modi Kufadu use no. I mean I know him to be very cool person. Me mame tokunu mpena wasem. Yes, obeye oye judge na no. The time anon ke Supreme Court ho and subaya na odene di na no. Ene Kufadu was send reputation by virtue of bringing her to the to the bench as the chief justice, and then was saying reputation and all the insembia for foreign. I say insembi krokoki kana war sorry it tells a lot. Or can simbi abra Supreme Court or die say omudi tabuatu speaker the ruling so. I no kwa sorry sendi no ko kansembi na nsem na okeka no timi se adwuma na oye no anyo no ankasa se bi na adwen na odi yo eye nkofo binom na omote akire. Some people are giving her pressure. Nkofo binom a ye nenim se nye nkofo bi akeke se omo fi Jubilee House. Some people are from Jubilee House omo man sa pressure no. Omo man sa pressure no. And this is how Dibia Maker, the reasons why Dibia Maker say Kufado, you must not vote for Kufado again. Yes, and you don't understand. Voting for Bawumia is like voting for Kufado. That is the point. Maybe you don't know. Voting for Bawumia in this particular election is like giving a Kufado another term. Because omu greedy, omu selfish. What do you call it? You can say a Japade document, the woman nano. They want to fulfill it. They want to make sure say Nina by using Bawumia, by using another term giving Bawumia, and I say giving to them. Let's wake up Ghana, let's wake up, na sorry, waka na yentu abaniti MPP, because these people can never save this country at this very moment. They say the number one say omo edi omo ankasa omudie nundwa na omoba sebi ombe wiesika ombe fumsika. That is their only motive. They don't think about the good people of Ghana. Omo ndwini ye ho nti ye say omudwon ho a eno de e yadam ko dada do mame fa unsi bidia na mega message so subscribe to your channel na like dwumadi na wa share na foforo so atimi enye bia remember me tie ba for United States of America mame yankopon shira New York. So na mame we bi e UK na kupon shira be mame ni obi bia nso ahwe Mr. Frimpong eni ye mebra ba ko nso ba ko bi e wo Canada ni so hwe papa yakopon shira senior salute nti yakopon enchiro obi bia why yakopon shira obi bia enti mame to kono di ono no nka akwankwa hia ni me na me pe me ho asem ne mu pebia mo fanye me na me de me ho aba mu pebia mo fanye me tokonu no nko mpe na ho asem ba Kufado na kofo na ba enti de pebia be ye no e be criticize no onso nya akwada baby wagina duru nti me Kufado me bo ne manipulate. That's why Adibia Maker say we have problem with our constitution. The council and nkofo bi ne dem bibi omo bojandam because they thought say omo political party BNDC so ba enti be favor omo. No, Don't think in that way. Your mind is too much restricted. Your constitution, we have problem with it. Your constitution, Ghana 1992 constitution, we have major problem with it. Because you can't tell me, say, president now, or no be choose chief justice. No, we are human beings. We are human beings, and we love being ordering people. Like ye pese she will be so. We love power. Ye to me, nipa, to me, the biasi mfani ye yonko so. Na ye instructed you say. It you can't tell me say why am rebia. Ebe ma president na be this one sebi. Ono so enye to me be say odi koyi the chief justice. Obi ohwe court suna. Ite basa na president no obviously the obey biano. Anything, any process be able to court on biano. He will be interfering, just like what we are seeing. And you can't tell me say that same person so president so our buy no electoral commissioner. And the also because everybody loves power. Everybody loves power. Obia petumi. So this is where I make us say Ghana, your constitution, we need to amend it. I didn't say we should change the whole thing. No. I will see a system. We need to amend some sections, articles, and what clauses, because they are some clauses, because they are some airtime. We can't give. You see, it's like Ghana. You have given the powers, a lot of the powers, to the executive arms of government. Yeah, the man be brave. You can't tell me. On also corona besine IGP obi ohwe police so police for a bamboo. No. Nti ye koyi yeti anye ye ni koyi president and ni tirima dia hom for the pound se Kufadwa. Always will be having problem with those institutions. Who say perpere ye en tohono. Ade was nke ye fair no enye fair. Anyway, my crown to the Memphis is na coupon show. With Diana Mega, the patch of Bisro subscribe, na bekan on the BB and Timokoso. Bye bye.